Hobbies are going extinct, and Gen Z is the one killing them. When I talk to my friends and coworkers about what they did with their weekend, they always say the same thing: nothing. I just can't imagine an entire weekend filled with just rotting on the couch, doom-scrolling Instagram Reels or watching Netflix. Now many of us out there are guilty of wasting time. It's an easy thing to do, but we as Gen Z definitely do it the most. Hobbies have gone from building model trains and fishing and reading to now just mindlessly watching short-form content for constant dopamine hits in order to fill up the time in our depressing lives. I hear stories from my dad about him fishing with his buddies when they were kids. It's something that he looks back on very fondly. A simple hobby created lifelong memories for him. The same goes for my grandpa. One of the things he loved most in life is going hunting. He's 80 years old and he still tells stories of a buck he shot when he was a teenager. I think there's something to be said about that. Hobbies are more than just something to fill the time. They create stories and memories, and they help to shape and build individuals. Not everyone likes the same thing. Some people are very outdoorsy, and some people just like to stay at home. Some like to ride bikes, and some like to read. These are what makes each and every one of us different. Our interests and hobbies help to define who we are as individuals. I myself love to go fishing, shoot guns, and collect music and Pokemon cards. But if I decided to stop doing those things and rot in my bed in my free time, would I still be the same person? I don't think so. I would have no more stories of the fish I caught. I wouldn't have any more memories of pulling a cool card and adding it to my binder. Those types of memories that I hold dearly would just end. I would probably become depressed from doing nothing other than working, coming home, and laying on the couch, only to repeat that day after day. Now, depression is something that is very real for a lot of people, but something I've noticed about people with depression is that they do nothing besides maybe going to work. And the question I've often wondered is that if they are doing nothing because they are depressed, or if they are depressed because they're doing nothing. I know for myself, I always feel better when I'm able to get up and go do something versus just laying around watching YouTube. So hopefully, you are not depressed. But if you are, I suggest just picking up a small hobby. It could be anything. Making jewelry, gardening, whatever interests you. And I'm not trying to be rude towards people with depression, so please don't take it that way. I'm only basing this off of my very own limited battles with seasonal depression, which I'm sure is not the same, but it's probably similar. Every winter I feel awful about not being able to enjoy any of my hobbies outside, but I still have my hobbies I can do inside. So every time I feel that way, I start doing something, and I usually feel better afterwards. Hobbies don't have to cost money either. I know a lot of us Gen Z are probably struggling with money. Some of you are probably thinking that you can't afford to have a hobby, but I'm here to tell you that there's plenty of free ones you can do. There's things like jogging, hiking, making YouTube videos. You just have to find something that interests you. Even if the hobby you want to pick up is expensive, you can find ways to make it cheaper. Fishing, for example, is something that can be very expensive or very cheap. You might already have an old rod and a reel in your basement, or you could pick one up at a garage sale for $10. Get a spool of line, pack of hooks and sinkers for $15 to $20. Add the cost of your fishing license and you're into it for about $50. You can be creative with your hobby. And that's one of the best things about having hobbies. They can teach you new skills like being creative. Things like content creation, painting, writing, those can teach you to become very creative. Being creative is a very great skill to have. You can apply it to your job to become a better worker and get that promotion. You can apply it to your relationships. People like other people who are creative. If you're creating YouTube videos, it can help you build your communication skills. Those skills will help you throughout your entire life. In interviews, at work, in your relationships. If your hobby is building a project out of wood, you can build your carpentry skills. They will help you to fix your house or maybe even become your career. Hobbies can also become an income source. We all know how hard it is to get by in life right now, so having a secondary income away from your full-time job can really help. There's plenty of ways to make money from hobbies. One of the things that I used to do was grow various types of hot peppers, take the seeds out, package them up, and then sell them on eBay. I didn't make a lot of money doing this, but it allowed me to pay for my grow light, soil, fertilizer, and seeds, and I even had a bit left over, essentially making my hobby of growing hot peppers completely free. I probably could have scaled this up and even turned it into a real business if I wanted to. I'm sure all of you can find a way to profit off of your hobby, but with that being said, a hobby is still something that's supposed to be fun. It's not meant to be a side hustle. If you find something you really enjoy doing and decide to turn it into a side hustle, that's great. I've done that. But that's not what they're meant to be. So maybe have a couple more hobbies. Now I'm sure there's some of you out there thinking, well, that all sounds good, but I don't have time for a hobby. But I'm sure you do. Do you work 24/7? No? Then you have time. Pick a day. Maybe it's Sunday, then pick an hour out of that day. That hour is now your time to get back into an old hobby or start a new one. You know exactly what interests you. Start with something there. For an hour on Sunday, that is all you have to do. If you do that, I'm sure you'll enjoy it and you're going to want to continue doing it. I have a handful of hobbies myself. They bring so much joy into my life. There's something that has always been there for me no matter what. If I was having a bad day, I could come home and pick through my CD collection, put it into my stereo, and just listen. I made so many great memories fishing with my buddies. Some fishing trips you just never forget. So if you made it till the end of the video, I want to thank you. And I really hope that this has inspired you to pick back up an old hobby or to even start a new one. There's an endless list to choose from.